And in the latest for the race for the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris and her campaign have raised a whopping $300 million just in the month of August. Now, this is more than double what former President Donald Trump's campaign raised during the same time. In fact, money has been pouring into the Democratic presidential campaign since President Joe Biden exited the race back in July. The Harris campaign has raised over $540 million since taking her place atop the ticket. In fact, more than $40 million alone was raised after Harris gave her nomination acceptance speech at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago last month. And sources from the campaign say that more than 1/3 of all the donations are coming from first-time donors. Meanwhile, a top super PAC backing the Harris campaign has begun accepting cryptocurrency donations in an effort to raise funds from younger voters. Although the vice president is yet to publicly take a stance on crypto, her campaign staff have met prominent crypto firms, including Coinbase and Ripple. As the Democratic campaign steamrolls ahead with its fundraising efforts, prominent American investment giant Goldman Sachs has backed Kamala Harris for president. The financial firm said a victory for Kamala Harris would mean a boost for the U.S. economy, while Donald Trump's victory would hurt economic growth owing to his stance on tariffs on imports from countries like China. Meanwhile, Donald Trump claims that his policies would boost the economy as he's announced plans to cut federal spending and corporate taxes.
My plan will rapidly defeat inflation, quickly bring down prices, and reignite explosive economic growth. My plan is that if you open your factory in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Minnesota, anywhere else in our country, you don't pay a tariff tax. You don't pay a tax. You can make the product here. But if you move your production outside of the United States and send it back here, which people are doing now, and I stopped it cold, but they've changed that already, then you'll have to pay a very substantial tariff to get your product back into the country.
Now, with the first debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump just 4 days away, new polls from this week show a race that's still too close to call. While Kamala Harris leads Donald Trump nationally, Trump remains slightly ahead in North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia. Perhaps the biggest prize of them all, Pennsylvania still remains up for grabs. Of course, polls are only a snapshot in time, and with exactly 60 days to go before voters head to the polling booths, this is a race that will continue to ebb and flow. The Harris campaign is certainly hoping its enormous cash advantage will be the deciding factor in this race. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
Kamala, you're fired!
I say, bring it on.
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special
We start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. For the first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital,